Alright, Shalom Akim. First and foremost, as always, I love to give all praises, all the honor, all the glory unto the unstoppable and undeniable force, Yahawah, Bahashim, Yahawashi, Bahashim, Rakak Wadash. Okay, double honors to the apostles and to the elders of Great Millstone, GMS, talking this truth. Honors to the brethren and the Akim out there that's been pushing out this truth with all sincerity and in faith. And to Wadi Yahawah, Bahashim, Yahawashi, for allowing me to come out here once again on the highways and hedges. Alright, as you can hear the cars go by. Okay, got here, got a little lake as well. You know, getting next to the water, the elements, you know, so on and so forth. You know, switch it up just a little bit here and there, you know. But us brothers, us men, okay, when we come out here, we come out to prophesy, okay, which means to say before. All right, we are the ones, we are the heralds, all right, the ones who have been sent out, okay, because when you hear about like what the apostles, the elders of Great Millstone, okay, the word apostle, which means to be sent out, and we all have been sent out, okay. We come out here, we come out to the highways and hedges, we come out here to teach and to preach. We're out here we're sent out here to teach and to warn, all right, especially in the times that we're in. Warn you of the things that must shortly come to pass, which is the prophecies, okay. So through the Spirit, since I mentioned, you know, we're out here to warn. We're out here to warn you of what? The evils to come. All right, and these evils aren't afar off. These are things that will or must and will come to pass. Okay, this is the book of the book of Ezekiel, chapter 3, verse 16. And it came to pass at the end of 7 days that the word of the Lord came unto me, saying, Son of man, I have made thee a watchman unto the house of Israel. Therefore, hear the word at my mouth and give them warning from me. That's right, and that's what we do. We give warning. We tell you. We come out here and tell you what's going to happen, what to expect. Because you have some people out here. I'm going to hold the camera. I'm going to be a little close because it's real windy out here. But you have some people who got their heads screwed on correctly. They might ask, like, well, why is this all happening? You know, what's going on? You know, there's some people, you have those people who wondering, who are inquiring what's going on, and then you have a majority of the people who don't really know and don't really care, you know. But with that being said, like Ezekiel was said in the 2nd chapter, whether they will hear or whether they will forbear. And we're out here to tell you whether you will listen or not, and whether you believe it or not, okay? And we're supposed to give you warning, all right, from Yahawah, Bahashim, Yahawashi. Warning of what? The times and the things that are going to come to pass, okay? I had another precept coming to my mind. Let me see where it's at. Bear with me. Matter of fact, let's go to Matthew, because Yahawashi himself was asked, what can we? Because the apostles asked and said, you know, what are going to be the signs of your coming? Can you give us something? Can you tell us what to look for in thy times to come? And Yahawashi told him. All right. I'm going to grab the account in Mark 13. But you can also read it in Matthew 24. Okay. But let me read this one in the book of Mark. This is the book of Mark, chapter 13. Let me start at let me start from the 3rd verse, and that's the Spirit, because right here, the reason I like this sort of lies, because right here it says, above the verse 13, it says Yahawashi foretells future destruction, and that's what we're out here to tell you the destruction that's going to come. All right, and what's the destruction? The destruction of America. Okay, the destruction of America, Babylon. All right, mainly this place, because this place is marked for death, marked for destruction. Now, although you will have other places throughout the world, I was going to say the universe, throughout the world that will be hit, that will be touched, that will be, messed up, but not on the level as America. Because this is the sinful kingdom that the Most High has his eyes on. Alright? Look at all the manner of wickedness that takes place here, man. Okay? And that's the reason the Lord is going to destroy it. Alright, for the wickedness that has been done in the midst of. Okay? But let's see what Yahawashi warned them. What did he foretell them? What did he prophesy about? And the same thing our Lord Yahawashi prophesied and foretold the disciples, we teach as well. Okay? So this is the book of Mark 13 verse 3. And as he sat upon the Mount of Olives over against the temple, Peter and James and John and Andrew asked him privately, "Tell us, when shall these things be?" What things? The prophecies. So they're asking the Lord, when are these things going to take place? When will these things take place? Okay, the prophecies. Okay, because they weren't naive of it. They weren't. Well, I don't know. We don't know. No, the disciples were well aware of the things that were going to come to pass. That's why they asked the Lord. That's why they asked Yahawashi. And it says, "Tell us, when shall these things be, and what shall be the sign of thy Salakib? Tell us, when shall these things be, and what shall be the sign when all these things shall be fulfilled?" Talking about the prophecies. All right, and that's the thing. These prophecies, these things that are written in this book, will come to pass. All right, and because the word of Yahawah Shem Yahawashi does not go out void. All right. This is the book of Isaiah 55, verse 6. It says, "Seek ye the Lord while he may be found. Call ye upon him while he is near." You see, so that's what we're supposed to be doing. Seeking the Lord while he may be found. And when you read that, that's implying that, there's going to come a time where the Lord, he will not be found. You will not be able to acquire this word, hear these words. Okay, because there will be a famine of the word. Okay, it says, "Seek ye the Lord while ye may be found. Call ye upon him while he is near." And since I mentioned there will be a famine of the word, let me grab it real quick. This is the book Salak. Here it is. This is the book of Amos. Alright, book of Amos, chapter Amos chapter 8, verse 11. It says, "Behold, the days come, thus saith the Lord Yahawah, that I will send a famine in the land, not a famine of bread nor a thirst of water, but of hearing the words of the Lord." You see, so there will be a famine of the word. You will not be able to hear these words. Okay, there's going to be a famine of the word. All right, and it says nor bread or thirst of water, but those will be as well. All right, but it's going along with that. There will be also a lack of hearing the words of this book, and a lack meaning you ain't gonna be able to hear it at all. Okay, it's gonna be like in the book of Eli, right? Where especially like Carnegie, not everybody else around him knew what he grew up with, which was the scriptures. But he desired to hear it. He wanted it. He wanted the word. That's how you people gonna be out here, man. You gonna want the word, but you ain't gonna be able to get it, man. Okay? And it says, verse 12, "And they shall wander from sea to sea, from the north even to the east, and they shall run to and fro to seek the word of the Lord, and shall not find it." See, so you will not be able to find it, because he's going to take us men off these streets. All right, that's why Yahawashi said, "The night cometh when what? When no man can work." This is the book of St. John, chapter 9, verse 4. St. John 9 and 4. It says, and this is what Yahawashi said. It says, "I must work the works of him that sent." I must work the works of him that sent me while it is day. it says the night cometh when no man can work, you see. So there's gonna come a time where us brothers that are out here, we ain't gonna be out here no more. Alright? Okay? We're not gonna be the time's gonna come where the Lord is gonna take his men off these streets, man. You know? That's why we should be on fire, man, until that time. Alright? So that when that time comes, we ain't in the attitude of, man, I wish I could have did more. You know, I could have did more. I knew I had enough in me to go out a little bit more, do more videos, do whatever the case may be. But that's the thing. You don't want to have that mindset, man. You want to have the mindset of, I did all that I could. I poured my heart out. I left it all, like fighters say. I always bring this up, like with fighters, especially like if it's a championship. You know, the contenders fighting against the champ. You know, the contender, he going out there, he leaving, because the contender, he ain't got nothing to lose, man. All right, he gonna lay it all out there, man. The one who has all to lose is the champ. You know, because he got the belts, he got everything, man. All right, he holds those, he got the crown, so to speak, you know. But the contender, he going out there, you know, swinging for the bleachers, man. Swinging for the fences, okay? Now, there's times where the contender, it's obvious that he's dominant. You know, he whooped the champ's ass. Might have knocked his ass out, choked his ass out, whatever the case may be. Made him quit, you know. But then you have sometimes where they fall short, you know. And they might be most of the time, not most of the time, but I say some of the times it's emotional for them, because, you know, they know that they did all that they could, you know, but they still came up short, you know. But like how they say, hey, like what I think it was Israel Adesanya versus Robert Whittaker. It was the second time they fought. Israel cracked his ass, knocked his ass out first fight. This one's a little bit more competitive. He came in with a different game plan. You know, he didn't go he didn't try to go striking with Israel, because if you try to swing with him, he's gonna fuck you up. You know, that's what happened the first time. He switched up a little bit, but you know, at the end he still lost. You know, Israel Adesanya prevailed. He won. You know, but when you listen to his post-fight interview or the after-fight interview, you know, he said, I thought I did enough to take it. You know, but he said, I'm happy. You know, I left it all in the ring. You know, I left it all here. I left it all here in the cage, and I thought I took that one. You know, for those of you that may have watched it. You know, and then I was like, hey man, that when I heard him say that, it brought me to St. John the 9th chapter. You know, because when that time comes, you don't want to be in the mindset of I wish I would have, could have, man. You want to be in the mindset, hey man, hey, I went out there, I poured my heart out, I was as diligent as I possibly could. You know, I did that which was pleasing in the sight of YAHAWASHI. You know, and you know, I'm okay with the results. You know, that's the mindset that you want to have. You don't want to be in that mindset of, fuck, bro, man, I should have did more, man. That's gonna mess you up, man, in these times to come. If you have those thoughts, it's gonna mess your whole head up, man. You know, that's why we gotta be on fire. That's why brothers always get on, and it's not even like we get on each other. We're just encouraging each other to do more. You know, to be better than what we were the day before. You know, because you're just as good as the last works you did for YAHAWASHI, man. You know, you always want to be. Matter of fact, let me grab it. Through the spirit. Okay, I could drop that. Okay, I finished St. John. So let's grab this. 1 Corinthians. Turn this way, the wind. This is the book of 1 Corinthians. 1 Corinthians chapter 15, verse 58. And it says, well, let me start at 55. It says, O death, where is thy sting? O grave, where is thy victory? The sting of death is sin, and the strength of sin is the law. But thanks be to Yahweh, which giveth us the victory through our Lord Yahawashi HaMashiach. That's what gives us the victory. our Lord, or Yahweh through his son YAHAWASHI. And it says, verse 58, therefore, my beloved brethren, be steadfast, unmovable, always abounding in the work of YAHAWAH, for as much as ye know that your labor is not in vain in the Lord. See? So we want, and this is Paul giving encouraging words. To, hey man, keep on going. Be steadfast, man. Don't let nothing get you don't let nothing get your head out the game, so to speak, you know? Put it in today's terms. You know? Alright? Be unmovable, always abounding. Go above the extended measure. Because that's what that word abound goes into, right? You know? Alright? You know, I like to say, because Kobe Bryant, his thing was to have what? The Mamba mentality. Well, that's what you want to have. You want to have the spiritual Mamba mentality. You know? Because Kobe, he wanted to be, he imitated what? The best, which is Michael Jordan. And that's the closest anybody will ever get, you know? Kobe getting to Michael Jordan. And still, even then, you know, you could do all the flashy moves and stuff like that Jordan did, but guess what? You'll never be able to fill the shoes. You know? That's what Mike told Kobe. You know, hey, he told him, I think he told him that in a game or after a game. He said, look, you do all my moves, this and that. But guess what? You'll never be able to fill the shoes. You know, and that kind of got Kobe like, nigga, what? You know, like kind of got him all competitive, you know? You know, like Paul said in Acts 17, his spirit was stirred up in him when he saw the city wholly given to idolatry. Well, that's what happened to Kobe. His spirit got stirred up in him. He's like, oh yeah? That's what you think? And then the very next game, I believe he scored like 50. He scored like 55 or something like that. He went off, you know? But just encouraging words that Paul's giving there. Be steadfast, unmovable, always abound in this work, man. Be diligent, all right? To make that calling and election sure, man. All right? This is the book of 2 Peter, the second epistle. It's like the second epistle general of Peter. 2 Peter 1 verse 10. Wherefore the rather, brethren, give diligence to make your calling and election sure. For if you do these things, you shall never fall. You see? So that's what we want to do. All right, make our call and election sure. And how do you do that? By being diligent in this word. You got to be, and also being diurnal, which means daily in the scriptures, man. Daily always watching, daily learning. All right, daily making your lessons. Because you doing that, that's going to keep you, that's first and foremost, that's going to keep Satan from hopping up on your ass, man. Because once a man starts, you know, like let's say a man, he comes out to the highways on Saturdays, throughout the week, he ain't doing no lessons, he ain't reading, he barely watches a lesson, you know. Satan's looking at that guy like around the corner like, oh, this is gonna be easy. We gonna get, hey y'all, we gonna get this nigga right here because he's slacking. You know, that's when Satan comes after you, when you slacking, when you slack and lax. Okay, all right. You wanna be slack, and in order for you to not be slack, you gotta be every day. All right. What's that nigga? That one nigga Tiger. He made it had that one song. He said every day, fuck what anybody say. Well, that's what we gotta be. Every day in this word, and don't care what anybody gotta say, man. Whether it be your woman, you know, your whoever, man, your boss, it don't matter, man. Fuck what anybody gotta say, man. Your mindset is to teach this word, man. No matter what, man. Okay, work out your own salvation with the fear and the trembling. Let me grab that. That's the book of Philippians. So okay, let me see if I can find it real quick. Here it is. Philippians. This is the book of Philippians, chapter 2, and verse 12. It says, wherefore my beloved, as ye have always obeyed, not as in my presence only, but now much more in my absence, Work out your own salvation with fear and with trembling. See? That's what we got to do. Work out our own salvation with the fear and the trembling in YAHAWASHI, YAHAWASHI, man. Alright? This is about working, man. Alright? I made a lesson. I remember I made a lesson, I don't know how long ago it was, but it just came to my mind. You know, I just titled it, Watch, Wait, and Work. And that's what we're supposed to be doing. We're supposed to be watching, because the scriptures talk about measure out the time diligently in itself. YAHAWASHI even said, what I say unto you, I say unto all, watch. So that's our job, to continue to watch. Alright, and as we watch, we wait. Wait for who? Our power Yahweh to send his son, our Savior Yahawashi back. Alright? The second time to recover the remnant of his people. Alright? According to Isaiah 11. Let me grab it. Isaiah chapter 11, verse 11. And it shall come to pass in that day that the Lord shall set his hand again the second time to recover the remnant of his people. See, so that's the thing, to recover the remnant of his people. Alright? Who's his people? Israel. So-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans. Alright? And it says, and it shall come to pass. It says, and it shall come to pass in that day that the Lord shall set his hand again the second time to recover the remnant of his people, which shall be left from Assyria and from Egypt and from Pathros and from Cush and from Elam and from Shinar and from Hamath and from the islands of the sea. Why? Because that's where our people are. They're everywhere. Alright? Just like James in the first chapter says what? To the 12 tribes which are scattered abroad greetings. Okay? So that's good. Alright, that's cool. That's cool. So let's come back here to Isaiah 11 or Isaiah 55. Because I was saying earlier that the word of YAHAWASHI YAHAWASHI don't go out void, right? So this is Isaiah 55 and 7. Let the wicked forsake his way, and the unrighteous man his thoughts, and let him return unto the Lord, and he will have mercy upon him, and to our power, for he will abundantly pardon. For my thoughts are not your thoughts, neither are your ways my ways, saith the Lord. For as the heavens are higher than the earth, so are my ways higher than your ways, and my thoughts than your thoughts. And that's right, because our power, he's great, he's too great. Alright? And it says, for as the rain cometh down, and the snow from heaven, and returneth not thither, but watereth the earth, and maketh it bring forth in bud, that it may give seed to the sower, and bread to the eater, so shall my word be that goeth forth out of my mouth. It shall not return unto me void, but it shall accomplish that which I please, and it shall prosper in the thing whereto I sent it. So the word of the Most High is undefeated, man. I was watching this this one thing, because you know how like the internet is, it could be the most serious thing in the world, man. And people of the internet will try to make a meme out of it, make something funny out of it, right? And then somebody put like the internet's undefeated, right? Because I guess you know the internet just out of any bad situation, even like World War III, man. You know, with the war is happening, and right, I was gonna say Iraq, in Ukraine and Russia, between Ukraine and Russia, right? People were making memes about that. People were laughing. I remember my woman, she showed me a TikTok. It was some white dude, and it's just him, but he got like different clothing on, different hairstyle going, and he's all like, well, what are we gonna do when they try to draft? And then the and then the dude said, I already have a plan ready. And then he was all, what's that? And then you hear the knocking and shit, right? And then the dude comes in with like an army suit, army hat on. He's like, we're here to recruit. And then dude was all like, yo, I forget his, I'll just make up a name. Yo, Tom, what did you say the plan was? And then he didn't answer him, and the camera flipped, and it was him acting like he was retarded, you know, acting retarded, walking all fucking funny, having this, you know, all fucked up, you know, so that he don't get drafted, you know. But that shit ain't gonna work if people don't get drafted, if you ain't dead by then, you know. But like the internet be making shit up, you know, or making shit that's serious and try to make it funny, you know. And somebody put, man, the internet's undefeated with a bunch of emojis and shit. Well, guess what? You wanna know what is truly undefeated? The words of YAHAWASHI, YAHAWASHI, man. That's the true, that's what's undefeated right there, man. The words, okay? Because the word, alright, the word of YAHAWASHI, YAHAWASHI, I just said it doesn't go out void, but it's very, very powerful as well. Here it is. This is the book of Hebrews 4 verse 12. For the word of Yahweh is quick and powerful and sharper than any two-edged sword, piercing even to the dividing asunder of soul and spirit, and of the joints and marrow, and is a discerner of the thoughts and the intents of the heart. See? So that's how powerful the word of the Most High is. The word of YAHAWASHI, YAHAWASHI is, man. That's what's undefeated right there, man. You can't beat it. And that's the thing, this word's the truth. I remember Floyd, read this real quick. Yeah, it was about to fall. But I remember when Floyd was gonna fight, or when he fought Conor McGregor. He fought McGregor, right? Before that, they went like on a world tour. You know, they went to London, Ireland, Canada, you know, for post-fight interviews. They really hyped it up, you know. And I believe it was when they went to London. You know, they got the face off or whatever, whatnot. And then, you know, if you find the one that, you know, you can hear them talking while they, you know, they talking shit to each other face to face. And he says, Floyd says to him, he says, I'm the truth. Can't nobody beat me. And that's the thing. You know, well, he ain't the truth. He's just a great fighter. You know, I'll give it to him. He's one of the greatest, if not the greatest. Definitely the greatest defensive fighter ever. I can say that confidently. It'd be him and maybe Tyson, but I think Floyd's defense is impenetrable. You know, although he does get hit. Okay, it's not like he's unhittable. He does get hit, but he's gotten hit. Nobody's got hit less than he has. You know. And Floyd told him that. He said, I'm the truth. Can't nobody beat me. And that's the thing with the truth. You can't beat the truth. The truth's the truth. Nobody can beat the truth, man. And you want to know what the truth is? This word. Okay? That's the truth. And you can't beat the truth, baby. I don't care who you think you are. You ain't beating this. You ain't beating this truth. All right? But that's good. So that goes back to Mark 13. See, that's the thing. The spirit always circles back. You know, spirit is like the wind, of course. But let me finish where I left off. Fix myself up here. Wind, man, having your garment go all the way backwards sometimes. Sometimes you don't even mess with it, but it was bothering me, so I just straightened it out. I already know it ain't gonna stay like that, but you know, it is what it is. Okay, so we're back here in that's not where I left off. Mark 13. Mark 13 verse 4. Tell us, when shall these things be, And what shall be the sign of thy, and what shall be the sign when all these things shall be fulfilled? Talking about the prophecies, because that's the testimony of our Lord, okay? The testimony of our Lord is what? The spirit of prophecy. And that's what we must be occupied in as well. Okay, here it is. Revelation 19 and 10. And I fell at his feet to worship him. And he said unto me, See thou do it not. I am thy fellow servant and of thy brethren that have the testimony of Yahawashi. Worship Yahawah. For the testimony of Yahawashi is the spirit of prophecy. See? So the testimony of our Lord Yahawashi is what? The spirit of prophecy. And that's what we got to be occupied in. Let me grab that real quick. I get it out of my bag. What I do now, so the tripod, well, I spoke too soon. But when the tripod gets, when it's windy like this, I hook my bag got the, like the hook on the, like, when you at school, you put it on the hook. I just hook it on I hook it on one side. I'll have like some clothes, extra sword in there. Right now I just got my Bible and the Apocrypha and some other stuff in there. Pencils, pens. And I'll put it on one end so that it evens it out and it's not so, so it got some little strength to it, so it don't go flying in the air like it usually does, But, oh yeah. Salakia. Let me grab this, Ecclesiasticus. Ecclesiasticus chapter 39 verse 1. It says, but he that giveth his mind to the law of the Most High and is occupied in the meditation thereof will seek out the wisdom of all the ancient and be occupied in prophecy. You see, so that's what we got to be occupied in, the prophecies, man. Why? Because that's the times we live in, man. Without a doubt, we in these times of prophecies, man. Okay. And it says, where was I? Verse 5. Mark 13 and 5. And Yahushua answered and began to say, Take heed lest any man deceive you, for many shall come in my name, saying, I am anointed, and shall deceive many. And you have a lot of those that are deceivers, man, that are false. That ain't right. Okay? That ain't about that action, man. About this action, preaching this word, man. You got a lot of guys who went in for filthy lucre's sake. All right, you got men, or not anymore, but he's passed on. He's in the spiritual world now. But a man who he said he was the comforter. You got a lot of guys like that, man, who think too highly of themselves, man. Who think they something when they really are nothing. And that's pride. And pride goes before destruction. Okay, and the haughty spirit before a fall, as roughly paraphrasing. Okay, that's why we practice the art of being humble, of being meek. All right, look at our Lord Yahawashi. He had all the power. He had the power to send 7 legions of angels. All right, had the power to heal. All right, raise from the dead. So on and so forth. He had a lot of power, but he wasn't boasting or bragging about it. He was humble with his power that he was given. Moses was he had a high position, man. He had to deal with all Israel at one time, man. Once upon a time, he had to deal with all Israel, man. Deal with their hard-headed, brick-headed ass, man. But the Most High, he made an easy way for him. When you read, I forget where it's at, but he sets up men, men of 10, somewhere around. I'm trying to remember, but if it was a small matter, then they would judge among themselves. But if it was a great matter, then it would be to Moses. so that it'd be easier on him, so he didn't have so much on his shoulder, you know. But even in that, when you what is that, Numbers? I want to say it's Numbers the 15th chapter. I want to say it is. I believe it's in Numbers though. It talks about how Moses was the meekest man of all, was the meekest man in the earth. You know, roughly paraphrasing. You know, trying to remember off the top of my head. But even with Moses, he was meek. You know. All right, David was a mighty man, a mighty warrior, man. Whooping ass, and getting that cash. You know, get just robbing everybody of everything. You know, he was getting down, man. You know, he was a king. Yeah, all the women. You know, and even he was still humble, man. You know, so you look at our forefathers and you see the meekness that they had, the humbleness. You know. And that's what we must practice. That's why I said we practice that art of being meek, okay? Of being humble. All right? That's who the Most High, YAHAWASHI, is dealing with. All right? He's dealing with the meek. He's dealing with the humble. All right? The lowly. Let me grab that. Proverbs. Proverbs chapter 11, verse 1, it says, Proverbs 11:1, a false balance is an abomination to the Lord, but a just weight is his delight. And that's right, and that's what we have to have, a just weight, a balanced weight. All right? You don't want to have too much of one and so less of a little of the other, you know? You want to have a just balance, you know? Okay? Just like, say you got some liquor, you bought a bottle, you might have got like a little half pint, you know, you're trying to have yourself just, you know, have a relaxed time, you know. Some brothers do that. Ain't nothing wrong with that. You know, but for like when I want to drink, you know, I don't go like, I'll pour myself a glass, you know, I'll pour half whatever I'm drinking, and half water, or half, you know, some juice, orange juice, apple juice, whatever I got, you know, just balance it out so I don't have, you know, too much liquor in me, you know, so I ain't all over the place, you know, stumbling, throwing up. Nah, I'm just playing. Nah, we don't do that around here. But you know, some brothers do that. Myself, I do that. You know, if I get like a Gatorade or something like that, you know, I'll dump like almost half of it out, and then fill the rest up with water. You know, just have a balanced weight. You know, a balance. You know, 'cause that's what it's about, having a balance. You know, these people of the world, man, they don't got that. You know, they ain't got no balance. They don't have no discipline. They be using and abusing, you know? All right? And that's why we have these scriptures as a study guide, you know, to know, you know, to know what to do, you know, and know what not to do, okay? But reading on, it says, verse 2, Proverbs 11:2, when pride cometh, then cometh shame, but with the lowly is wisdom. You see, so with the lowly is where wisdom will dwell. All right, the lowly, the wisdom is going to dwell with those who, well, like with us brothers, man. People drive past us, look at us, might laugh, walk by, scoff, you know, whatever the case may be, man. You know, they'll be like, who are these niggas out here, man? Why don't you niggas go get a job? You know? People don't really think high of us. But that's okay, because we're nobodies of this world. You know, and the Lord chose the weak things of this world to confound the wise. You know, because we're the poor, we're the needy. We are. That's who the Most High has chosen, man. All right, he ain't choosing the top guys on the food chain, man. He ain't choosing Floyd to come up out here. You ain't see Denzel Washington come out here. You know, you see people who ordinary, just regular guys. But we're really not regular, man. We got the light. All right, and we let it shine, baby. All right, we let that light shine. But let's go back here to book of Mark 13. Mark 13. Mark chapter 13, verse 7. And it says, and when ye shall hear of wars and rumors of wars, be ye not troubled. Okay? And why? Because we know that these things are going to come to pass, man. But you see all these people, man, just in mirth. You got like a whole gang of them, man. You know, in mirth. You know? I don't know if they got from a dance or whatever, you know, but, you know, America's going to be destroyed, man. America's out of here, man. You know, this place is done. You know, the mirth of the land is gone. Okay? But we're not supposed to be troubled, man. We're supposed to rejoice when we see these things. We hear wars, rumors of wars, threats, all right, grievous words from nation to nation. Because that goes to show, well, that shows us what times we in, man. All right, when we see and hear of these things, man, we get happy, man. Because these things, when these things occur, our salvation is nearer than what we believe, man. Our Lord YAHAWASHI is nearer than what we believe, man. The more signs we get, the more, what's the word I'm looking for? The more we see these things, the more, well, I'll just say this, the more we see these things, the closer to this place's end and the beginning of our beginning, man. Alright? We get closer to the end of this place, the beginning of our world, the world of Israel. Alright? And it says, and ye shall hear of wars and rumors of wars. Get a little bit more water in me. And it says, and when ye shall hear of wars and rumors of wars, be ye not troubled, for such things must needs be, but the end is not yet. And that's right. Such things. I was just checking on the phone because it's a little hot out here. And, you know, when the phone gets hot, it starts to shut down. I remember that happened to me last time. Not recently, but a while ago. I was making a lesson and it just cut out on me. And the lesson, I don't think the lesson saved. So I just redid it, you know. But it says, but be not troubled, for such things must needs be, but the end is not yet. So those are just the beginning, all right, of the sorrows, the beginning of the distress, the mourning, the beginning of the lamentations, mourning, and woe, which was how did that happen? Which was told to Ezekiel, all right, and that's what's coming, man. Lamentations, mourning, woe, famine, the sword, famine, death, and destruction. Okay? This is the book of Ezekiel. Alright? Ezekiel. The book of Ezekiel, chapter 2, verse 10. And he spread it before me, and it was written within and without. And there was written therein lamentations, mourning, and woe. And that's what's coming. Lamentations, mourning, woe. Alright, that's what's coming to this place, man. That's what's coming to this kingdom. Alright? And throughout the world, man. But the worst, the one that's going to get it the worst is this place, America, Babylon, man. Alright? And it says, verse 8, Mark 13, verse 8, and it says, Mark 13, verse 8, it says, for nation shall rise against nation, and kingdom against kingdom, and there shall be famines, and there shall be earthquakes in diverse places, and there shall be famines and troubles. These are the beginning of sorrows, you see. So this is just the beginning of sorrows. When you start to see the famine, lack of food, You be seeing that a lot. All right, supply shortages. All right, earthquakes in diverse places, troubles. Okay, those are all signs of what? The end. All right, and the perilous times to come, because that's what Paul stressed about as well, or warned about, I should say. 2 Timothy chapter 3, verse 1. Yeah, and it even says right here, look. It says, Paul warns of stressful times. That's what's coming, man. Just stressful times, man. People think it's going to be a very nice time here in America, man. It's far from the truth, man. Alright? Far from it. It's going to be bad out here, man. It's going to be real bad. It's going to get real nasty out here. Okay? It's going to be perilous. You look up that word perilous, it goes into full of danger, risk, alright, dangerous, hazardous, fierce, savage times, man. And that's the times we're coming into. Savage times. Savage. People gonna be back up, savages coming through, man. You know, savage state, people gonna be savages out here. And people are already savages out here, man. How much more when it is intensified, man? You know, people ain't ready for it, man. You are not ready. But this is 2 Timothy 3, verse 1. It says, "This know also that in the last days perilous times shall come." See, so we know that in the last days, Paul warned about what? Perilous times to come. And we're in the last days, man. Okay? We're in it. We ain't coming into it, or we got a little bit more time till it gets here. No, we're already here, man. It's already here, baby. The time of trouble such as never was since there was a nation is here. The book of Daniel. I'm gonna put my foot right here on the leg real quick. The wind's picking up. The wind is picking. All these pictures. Salaki, brothers. With the wind, you know, the pages get kind of folded, so I was just straightening them out before they, you know, get all messed up, you know. Yeah, Salaki, brothers, bear with me 1 second. Just want to make sure all this is nice. Okay, Daniel, that's where I was going. All right, this is Alright, this is the book of Daniel. Okay, that's good. Let's read this. It's the book of Daniel. The book of Daniel, chapter 12, verse 1. "And at that time shall Michael stand up, the great prince, which standeth for the children of thy people. And thy people is the Israelites. And there shall be a time of trouble, such as never was since there was a nation, even to that same time. And at that time thy people shall be delivered, everyone that shall be found written in the book." And that's what we hope. That our names, that we're written in here, man. Okay? That we are the ones that were chosen from the foundation of the world. Okay? Because the Most High, He does have those that are predestined, who will not taste of the second death. Okay? Let me grab this. Ephesians 1. Ephesians 1 verse 1. It says, Paul, an apostle of YAHAWASHI HaMashiach, by the will of the Most High, to the saints which are in Ephesus, to the faithful in Hamashiach YAHAWASHI, grace be to you and peace from the power of Salakia. Let me hold both hands. I'll just if the tripod falls over, it is what it is. It says, verse 2, grace be to you and peace from our power, our Father, and from the Lord YAHAWASHI HaMashiach. Blessed be the power and Father of our Lord YAHAWASHI HaMashiach, who has blessed us with all spiritual blessings in heavenly places in Hamashiach, in the Anointed, according as he has chosen us in him before the foundation of the world, that we should be holy, without blame before him in love, having predestinated us unto the adoption of children by YAHAWASHI HaMashiach to himself, according to the good pleasure of his will. You see, so the Lord, he has those that he's chosen, okay, from the foundation of the world, man, you know, that have been, you know, that are sealed for salvation, and he also has those that are sealed for destruction, okay. And that's the times we're coming into, man. The time of destruction. All right? The time where the Lord will send his wrath upon this place. Okay? Why? For all the wickedness that has been done in the midst thereof. It's not because, you know, the Lord, he's just a mean guy, you know. Nah, man. He does these things because this place is wicked. Okay? The only reason. Alright? And this is the punishment. I'm going to read this and then I'll wrap up through the Spirit. Isaiah 13 verse 1. Listen to this. It says, the Babylon will be punished. You see? So Babylon, America, alright, will be punished. Okay? So this is the Isaiah 13 verse 1. The burden of Babylon, which Isaiah the son of Amos did see. Lift up a banner upon the high mountain, exalt the voice unto them, shake the hand that they may go into the gates of the nobles. I have commanded my sanctified ones, I have also called my mighty ones for mine anger, even them that rejoice in my highness. The noise of a multitude in the mountains, like as a great people, a tumultuous noise of the kingdoms of nations gathered together. The Lord of hosts mustereth the hosts of the battle. And that's right, because he's in control of the battle, man. All right, the Lord, he's a man of war. Okay, our power, he's in control of everything, all things, whether they be small or great. He's in control of anything and everything. Anything that you could think of, the Lord, he behind it all. He kills, he makes alive, he wounds, he heals. Okay? Matter of fact, let me grab this. This will sum it up. First Samuel chapter 2 verse 6. The Lord killeth and maketh alive. He bringeth down to the grave and bringeth up. The Lord maketh poor and maketh rich. He bringeth low and lifteth up. And that's what the Lord does. Okay? He kills people, he makes people alive. Okay? He brings people down, he brings people up. Okay? He makes poor and he makes rich. Okay? He bringeth low and lifteth up. So that sums it all. He's in control of everything, man. Because the first one says, kill it and make it alive. So he has control of life and death. That alone is just powerful. Alright? But he's in control of all things, man. Okay? So, coming back here in Isaiah 13, verse 5, it says, they come from a far country, from the end of heaven, even the Lord and the weapons of his indignation, even the Lord and the weapons of his indignation to destroy the whole land. And that's right. You know, because this whole land of America will be destroyed, man. And it says they come from a far country, which is talking about what? The missiles. Okay? That's why they're considered what? Or they're labeled as what? ICBM missiles, or ICBMs. Intercontinental ballistic missiles. Okay? Which are able to come from one nation to another. Okay? In a very quick amount of time. It does not take that much for them to get over. Especially with their, the supersonic one? Or hypersonic one. That one's able to get here in 30 minutes. There's not much you can do in 30 minutes because mass destruction is going to come. Right? Destruction from the Almighty. Verse 6, it says, how ye, for the day of the Lord is at hand, it shall come as a destruction from the Almighty. And that's right. The day of the Lord isn't a very pretty day. It's a day of wrath, a day of trouble and distress, a day of wasteness and desolation, a day of darkness and gloominess, all right, a day of clouds and thick darkness. You can read about that in Zephaniah, the 1st chapter, starting at the 14th verse. Okay? Therefore shall all hands be faint, and every man's heart shall melt. And that's right, because of the fearful sights that are going to come upon the earth, man. Alright? And it says, and they shall be afraid, pangs and sorrow shall take hold of them. They shall be in pain as a woman that travaileth. They shall be amazed one at another. Their faces shall be as flames. Behold, the day of the Lord cometh cruel, both with wrath and fierce anger, to lay the land desolate, and he shall destroy the sinners thereof out of it. So the day of the Lord is a very cruel day. A day of wrath. Okay? And of his fierce anger. Because the Lord, he's angry with the wickedness that has been done. Alright? Just like back in the days of Noah. Alright? Genesis the 6th chapter talks about what? About how the Most High saw that the wickedness of man was great in the earth, and that every imagination of the thoughts of his heart was only evil continually, and it grieved and it repenteth the Lord that he had made man on the earth, and it grieved him at his heart, roughly paraphrasing. Same thing that happened back then is the same thing now. The Lord sees the wickedness of man and how it is still here to this day, and if not greater than in the days of Noah. You know? Because it's bad, man. This kingdom is horrible, man. You know, and back then the Lord sent a flood, man, which is terrible, which is very terrible. Worst way to die, man. It has to be drowning. You know, the way your body, you loss of hope, you don't know where you are, your lungs and body is filling up with water, till you go limp, till you give up the ghost, man. That's a terrible way to die. But the Lord, he's going to send the second judgment, man. The second death, which is going to be by fire. Alright? Which is going to come from those arrows, the missiles. Alright? And it's going to level this place. It's going to jack this place up, man. You know? It says, for the stars of heaven and the constellation thereof shall not give their light. The sun shall be darkened in his going forth, and the moon shall not cause her light to shine. Verse 11, it says, I will punish the world for their evil, and the wicked for their iniquity. See? And I will cause the arrogancy of the proud to cease, which is you Edomites. Alright? And I will make low, and I will lay low the haughtiness of the terrible. See? I will make a man, verse 12, I will make a man more precious than fine gold, even a man than the gold wedge of Ophir. Okay? And it says, therefore will I shake the heavens, and the earth shall remove out of her place, and the wrath of the Lord of hosts and in the day of his fierce anger. And how would I say this? How's the Earth's gonna be shaken? I'm thinking a little too ahead of myself, forgive me. How the Earth's gonna be shaken and be removed out of its place? By the missiles, man. And the amount of missiles that is gonna come, man, is gonna be you know how Esau says with the Big Bang. Well, it's gonna be the true Big Bang is gonna happen here in America, man. Alright? The real Big Bang is gonna happen here. When the missiles bombard this place, man. Boom! Boom! All around, man. And it says, you know how like when you be outside for a while, Akim, and then when you go inside, your eyes are all dark and stuff. I remember that as a kid. I kind of see that right now. You know, it's real bright. But guess what? The show must go on. And it says, verse 14, and it shall be as a chased roe, as a sheep that no man taketh up. And it says, they shall every man turn to his own people and flee everyone into his own land. That's why everybody's trying to get up out of here in America, man. You know, a lot of you are stuck, but those of you that are able to get up out of here, you trying to get up out of here because a lot of people already see this place is deteriorating, man. This place is falling apart. Brick by brick, dollar by dollar, body by the body. But literally. And it says, everyone that is found shall be thrust through, and everyone that is joined unto them shall fall by the sword. See? And it says, their children also shall be dashed into pieces before their eyes. Their houses shall be spoiled, and their wives ravished. Behold, I will stir up the Medes against them, which is talking about the Russians. That's why you see what's happening now. And soon, America's going to do something stupid to the point where Russia's going to come in. Russia's going to invade. Alright? And it's going to invade America. Right? Babylon. Alright? Glory of kingdoms, the beauty of the Chaldeans. And it ain't so pretty now. And it says, and I'm about to read it right here anyway, so it says, behold, I will stir up the Medes against them, which shall not regard silver, and as for gold, they shall not delight in it. Meaning, no matter what America offers the Russians, they're gonna be like, fuck you and whatever you gotta offer, man. We coming for the neck, you know, like a tiger or a lion, you know. Because when a lion attacks, it goes for its neck, you know. Reason is because so like, you know how like, you know, sometimes of us brothers, you know, we have like, you know, there might be a fight, or you just might just want to chillax, have some wings or something, right? You can either get the bone in or the bone out. You know, I like the bone in, you know, it got the, you know, it's better. I like it. It tastes better to me. But bone out is cool too. But the same way you would eat that, and you might get a little bone in your mouth, and you might be able to, you know, you're able to maneuver it out of your mouth, you know. You're able to move the bone, you can still chew, and you're able to, you know, pull it out, you know, throw it away. That same action that we're able to do to maneuver that bone out of our mouth, the tigers and lions have that same, they have a sensor in their teeth to where they're able to find the vein and chomp down on it, because that's the easiest way to, you know, to have its prey to stop moving. You know, when you go for that jugular, man. And you see that with wild cats, you brothers that have even domesticated cats. I do. You know, every time they play around or fight, they go for that neck, you know? Because that's how you stop somebody, you know? You know, when you see them lions and tigers chase after an armadillo or whatever, you know, they go for that neck, man. Because they know that if I could get this thing to stop moving, I could eat it, you know? And that's how these Russians gonna come for you, man. They're gonna come for you right to the neck, man. You know? Just snatch your ass up, man. And when you go for the neck, you're going for the kill, man. You know, that's a heavy blow right there, you know? A heavy blow, you know. It says, verse 18, Isaiah 13 and 18. Their bows also shall be dashed, their bows also shall dash the young men young men to pieces, and they shall, and it says, and they shall not have pity on the fruit of the womb, their eye shall not spare children, meaning there's going to be no mercy. And the Lord, he's already said that. When you read Ezekiel, it says, I will have no pity, you know, I'll have no mercy on you, you know, but I will judge you according to thy ways and thine abominations. Okay. Verse 19. This is the desolation of Babylon right here. Okay. The desolation is pretty much emptiness, like a desert. That's how this place is going to be, man. It's going to be desert-like. This is going to be the biggest desert in the world, America. It says, and Babylon, the glory of kingdoms, the beauty of the Chaldees, excellency shall be as when the Most High overthrew Sodom and Gomorrah. And how was Sodom and Gomorrah overthrown? By fire and brimstone. And that same thing is going to happen to America. Fire and brimstone is going to come. Okay? The fire and the brimstone. Okay? Except this one's going to be a little bit, or not a little bit, but a lot of bit hotter. Okay? Got a whole bunch of Ishkarites that just passed the truck. Don't even want to hear the word, don't nothing, man. And they already know that what I'm watching, what I'm doing. That was just, I think that was like their second time driving by. You know, they waved, they went like this, you know, like what's up? You know, I kind of acknowledged, and then I saw them come back. You know, but that's our people for you, man. Israel doeth not know. You know, the Lord's people does not consider, man. But hey, it is what it is. You know, the Lord doesn't want everybody. It's only for his elect. You know. Verse 20: it shall never be inhabited, neither shall be dwelt in from generation to generation. Neither shall the Arabian pitch their tent there, neither shall the shepherd make their fold there. But wild beasts of the desert shall lie there, and their houses, and shall be full of doleful creatures. And the owls shall dwell there, and the satyrs shall dance there. And the wild beasts of the island shall cry in their desolate houses. It says, and dragons in their pleasant palaces. And her time is near to come, and her days shall not be prolonged. And that's right, because America got an expiration date, man. Once the expiration date hits, just like with anything, man, you might have a gallon of milk, you might have some sour cream, whatever the case may be. You know, most things, if not everything, has expiration dates. Especially like with a gallon of milk. When you see that milk, you see the date, you check your watch, you might check your phone, be like, oh, shit, you know, this is expired. You know, you might catch it, you might see what it looked like, you be like, yup, that's bad. Come out all chunky or got a stank to it. You gonna throw that shit out, man. You gonna throw it out. You know, and that's how this place is gonna be thrown out. Okay? That's how America Babylon's gonna be thrown out. Like a gallon of milk, man. You ain't gonna think twice. You just gonna throw that bitch. This ain't no good, man. Get this out of my house. Throw it in the basura. Alright, the trash, baby. Alright, that's where this place is going, man. This place is going to be destroyed, man. It's going to be burned down, man, to the ground. Alright? And that's the judgment of YAHAWASHI, which is soon going to come. So with that, brothers, I'm going to end it there through the Spirit. I pray and I hope that this lesson was edifying, exhorting, and comforting. As always, I want to give all the praises, all the honor, all the glory unto the unstoppable and undeniable force, Yahawah, Bahashim, Yahushai, Bahashim, Rakak Wadash. Double honors to the apostles and to the elders of Great Millstone. GMS will tell me this truth. Honors to the brethren. And the Akim out there has been pushing out this truth with all sincerity and in faith. The Wadi Yahawah Bashim Yahushai for allowing me to come back with another lesson. You know, lesson. You know, because these are lessons within lessons. We just come out on these highways, you know. But the Wadi Yahawah Bashim Yahushai for allowing me to make it up out here once again. You know, all through the power and the spirit, or all through the grace of our power, YAHAWASHI, to have us to still be able to come up out here, man. You know, so all praise to YAHAWASHI, all praise to YAHAWASHI for that. You know, Lord willing, get back to the tent. All right. The spirit hits me, I'll make another lesson. You know, but as always, you know, on to the next one. I don't want to desire. Brothers, keep striving, keep pushing. We almost up out of here. All right. Shalom.